American community. We believe that American patriots will not be free until we are liberated from the radical leftist ideologies, scare tactics, and violence.
Born against the stream, it don't matter what race or creed or color. You love this land and you're my brother. That ain't place to know your stand. If you say you can't breathe, I'll show you we can. Never gonna stop believing. We were born for freedom. We were born for freedom.
Back down. We will not cower in fear. We're not going to hide any longer. Our president will be reelected. Our police will be backed. And our sanity will be restored. Power to the Patriots!
What's up, Ragers? How's everyone doing today? It is kind of a special day. Why is it a special day? Because I have a special guest. We're actually going to listen to a speech that he did in New Hampshire first. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of a confessional. And then I'm going to bring him on. I'm not going to tell you his name. I'm just going to let you listen to the video. Give me 1 second, guys. I had it queued up and then I screwed it up. But I have it queued up somewhere here. Just 1 second, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Who's in here? Who's in here? Hola, Esperanza. What's up? Hey, Patriot 74. Okay. Imdo Herman. I can't. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. I feel like an idiot because I usually have all this stuff queued up, but then I was doing so much surfing. I was doing so much surfing that I threw it somewhere. I don't know where it went. I'm trying so hard to find it. I have it on my phone, but I'm live streaming on Twitter right now. And I'm not usually this disorganized. I cannot freaking find it. Hold on. How's everyone doing? Hey, Jenny. Hi, Rob. Aw, love you too. Hi, Brad. Atticus, hello. Hey, I might have to. I might have to run for president. I know how to fix this country. I know how to fix this country. We got a lot of work to do. And that's one of the reasons that I have this guest today on my show, is because he knows how much work needs to be done. And this isn't a joke anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Patriots, it's getting real. And actually, to be honest, it's been real for a while now. But we're too nice. We're too accommodating. We're too scared of feedback. We're too scared to be criticized. We're too scared to take the heat on anything. We're too scared to lose friends. And it's created a clusterfuck in our country. All right, that's what's happened. I'm still I gotta go in my history and find this. I cannot find it. It's on my Telegram. Let me go in my history. We've created this clusterfuck, and now we got to deal with it. And that's the painful part, just like being a parent has been very painful, like looking at, there it is, looking at my life and the mistakes that I've made as a mother and, everything that happened, I see where I went wrong, and it's awful. It's absolutely freaking awful to have to go through this. And basically, this generation, and even the boomers, you know, because there's a lot of really entitled boomers out there. This generation, the millennials, the boomers, we've all been fucking up, and we've all been too permissible, if that makes sense, right? We've all been too permissible. But I've got it queued up, so I want to go ahead and get that going. Hi, Diesel. Hi, Ken. Thank you for joining. Oh, yeah, I could have yeah, he sent it to me in the private chat. Thank you. All right, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and hit the share screen, okay?
Damn right. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I'm Rob.
Hi, Rob.
I'm the president of the New Hampshire Proud Boys. Thanks for making me feel even more like a rock star. All right, so listen, you guys are going to get inundated and hammered with a bunch of legal jargon all day today about Sununu and everything that he's doing. I'm going to talk to you about something different. I'm going to try and make it quick and concise. But if anybody knows me, I'm not. So I don't know if you guys saw down in D.C. on the 12th of December, there was a bunch of Proud Boys in kilts.
Yes.
That's the Hampshire chapter. That's us only. We wear kilts. And we actually wear kilts the way they're supposed to be worn. There's pictures of that too. All right, so I just want to talk about something that's been bothering me. And you know, I had this whole thing planned out that I was going to say today. And then I watched a documentary yesterday that I don't admit very freely that I choke up at things because I'm a manly man. But I watched the documentary on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And I look at a bunch of people here right now that grew up with that man. And how far we've fallen.
Yep.
For an entire 2 or 3 generations that grew up with that man, for us to be where we are right now, it's unfathomable to me. The problem is, the reason why the left is winning, all right, and this is a pill that you guys are going to choke on right now, and you might even boo me, and I don't even care. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's my fault. The reason why the left, over the last 40 years, because we've capitulated way too much with them. We've given them inch after inch after inch after inch. And you know what the problem is? We're too busy infighting. The left they're together, they're concise, they have one mission to tear this country down. And we are going, oh, well, you know, that guy's a gay conservative, we can't have him. Or this guy's like, you know, he's a Latinos for Trump. Or, you know, these people are different than us.
Yep. Yep.
So, you know, what the hell with you guys?
Yep.
You know, it's kind of funny. Last year, we did the Straight Pride Parade. Okay, the Straight Pride Parade, which was led by gay people, gay conservatives, the walkaway movement. Okay, the walkaway movement are gay conservatives that are not allowed to have a float at a regular gay pride parade.
Mm-hmm.
Inclusiveness. So the problem is that we are too busy fighting one another to be together to defeat them. We've over 40 years we have done nothing but take the high road all the time.
Yep.
We take the high road because we're better. We take the high road because of our jobs, our 401k. All of this stuff that we put value in doesn't mean crap. What matters is that we lost this country last night.
Yep.
And if we don't provide a united front, if we don't become a united front, forget about Republicans or conservatives as patriots. Because patriotism spans the whole entire political spectrum, my friends. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're a true patriot and you love this republic, it doesn't matter what you are. But we're too busy. We need to get together and we need to fight this. You know, I'm disheartened. I knew some of the stuff about Governor Sununu. I'm disheartened by some of the stuff I see. I see the guy veto
the guy's named Sununu?
Tax bills, everything that comes across his desk. He vetoes red flag laws, something I'm passionate about. You know, he's the guy that signed into law constitutional carry. So you see all this stuff here that's like, wow, that's amazing. You'd never get that out of that rhino in Massachusetts. But then you see all this other stuff here. And it's like, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to continue to fight one another over stupid little BS issues?
Yep.
Or are we going to band together and fight this and get our country back? Are we going to get our country back? Are you guys done sitting on your sofas? Going, oh, poor, look at what's going on the news right now. But I don't know, I got a 401k, so are we going to do that? Or are we going to be motivated now because of what we lost yesterday? We lost a woman who was standing there with an American flag wrapped around her neck and was shot by a coward.
He was a coward, yes.
He shot through a door. He could actually hit the other cops that were in there. He didn't give a shit. Sorry. But the point is we're still doing nothing. We need to organize better. We need to be a united front better than we've ever been. There's no more capitulation with these guys. The next 4 years are going to be hell on all of us who consider ourselves patriots. And now's the time to do something about it.
What do we do? What do we do?
That's first. You know what? Get off Facebook. Get off social media. Do you guys remember in the 80s? We didn't have social media. We stood right next to one another playing video games in an arcade. That was it. You know, when you wanted to talk to somebody on the phone, if they had a 9 in their number, you really wanted to talk to them. You know, and I get the millennials go, oh, okay, boomer. Wait a minute, I'm Gen X. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah.
But what do? We get out like this. We knock on doors. We wake people up. We have to. You know, we can't count on Facebook because Facebook shuts us down every chance they get. I'm permanently banned. Do you know why I'm permanently banned? Because that Santa that wouldn't give the kid the Nerf gun, I went off, and they were like, oh, no, you threatened his life. And I said, no, he's just a miserable liberal. And they banned. See you later, bye. Same thing with Twitter. But we can't count on that. As much as I love Parler, and I'm on Parler, you guys should be able to find me. Even Parler is going to bow down at some point. All social media is going to be.
Well, you called that one, didn't you, Rob?
So you know what? We have to get out there. We have to start mailing stuff. We have to do it old school. We have to do it 70s and we have to do it 80s.
Yep.
Because we have to get that ethic back.
Yep.
So with that, thank you guys very much. If you need me, come meet me. I can give you my email address. Anything you guys need from the Proud Boys, any protection you need, we're here for that. I'm Rob, the warrior poet.
All right. Yes. Welcome to the show, Rob.
What's up, sweetheart? It's good seeing you again.
Let me get you up here. I have the wrong here. I have the wrong. We're gonna call you Rob, the warrior poet. I like that much better.
That's just my Parler handle.
I like it. I like it. It sounds better. It sounds cute.
All right, there we go. Rob the warrior poet.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. I asked you to
Thank you for having me.
I thought you were amazing, and plus you were super kind. And everything good? Okay, audio wise?
Oh yeah, everything's great.
Okay.
I just opened the windows in my truck because I was sweating my balls off. Can you believe it? It's finally starting to get nice out again.
In New Hampshire?
Yeah. Yeah. We still got a hell of a lot of snow on the ground though.
So when you say trying to getting nice out, what is that, like 25 degrees? 40. 40. Okay.
It's shorts and tank top, shorts and short sleeve weather.
Okay, you see, I'm from California, so I don't know what nice weather is.
You would fucking hate it right now. You'd be like, holy shit, get me under a warm fucking blanket. I'm not going anywhere, sit in front of a fire. It's cold for you guys. You're from Oakland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, man, that speech was powerful. And the reason I had to have you on today is because this is something that actually a gentleman that I met at Walkaway, Maj Torre is his name. And he said the exact same thing that you said. And I've been saying it myself, you know, the capitulation, the flexible morality, the flexible standards here. the needing of cheap labor, the needing of cheap goods, you know, not wanting to speak up, not wanting to be uncomfortable. Look where that has gotten us now. And
Yep.
all I can do is just fucking shake my head, honestly. That's it.
So I know it's not proper to ask a lady her age, but are you in the 40s or are you in your 30s?
I'm 38,
Okay. So in 1984, how old were you?
2 years old.
Okay. So in 1984, I remember watching TV, and I've been into heavy metal for since I was 8 years old. I bought Metallica's first album, and I
Hey,
remember.
Rob,
Huh?
I'm gonna drop you out and bring you back in because your audio's kind of bad right now because I want to hear
Is it
this. I'm gonna
okay?
hold on 1 second. All right, guys, we're gonna try that again. Hello, Rob.
Is that better?
See if we can reconnect you.
Is that better?
One more time.
Check, 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 check. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. No. I wonder why it's so bad.
All right, let's try it now. In 1984.
In 1984, I was watching TV and I remember seeing something on the news about a woman, and her name was Tipper Gore, Al Gore's wife, and she wanted to censor music because she got offended by Prince. So Prince has a song called "Darling Nikki," if anybody knows.
Yeah.
And in the song, he's talking about, I met this girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. Met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine, and she lost her fucking mind because her daughter was listening to this, and she's like, "Oh my god, now I have to go and just like the leftists do. They want to censor free speech. The reason why we have parental advisory stickers on our music is because of her. And I remember in '85 when Dee Snider and fucking Ozzy and Judas Priest, they all went to fucking Congress and they were talking about, censorship in music. And she went after the Two Live Crew. She went after a band named Guar later on.
I
And
remember war.
it was just relentless in her pursuit to squash freedom of speech. And the truth is the left has been doing this for 50 fucking years now. And this is not something new where they want to squash unfavorable speech or what they consider harmful speech. And we've always been like, oh, what harm can it do? It's just, if we give this much and they're not offended or they're not hurt by this speech, and what does it really cost us? And this is what we've done as conservatives and as patriots for years. We've cared too much about people's feelings and not the reality of the situation. We have put emotion over facts, and the problem is that we are so far behind because we've always considered ourselves to be better people. We're better than that. We go to work in the morning and we bust our asses for 8 to 12 hours a day, and we come home and we have families, and we do all the things that we're ingrained to do, and we don't want to rock the boat, and all right, give them this. In 1994, there were a bunch of dudes that said, oh, there's no way that this crime bill could ever pass. No way could this ever pass. No way could they ban ARs. No fucking way. They don't have enough votes in the Senate to get it passed. They don't have enough votes to. It is so blatantly fucking racist that an entire generation of black men are in jail now because of a fucking joint, because of the guy who is now our fucking president. But no way could that ever happen. No way could this ever get signed into law. And look what happened.
Absolutely.
Because we were in our Barca loungers. We were going, no, that could never happen. We're never gonna we can't take it to the street. And you know what? For 40 years, the left has been beating us. 40 years they've been kicking our ass because you know what? Our side is known for the right, and the conservatives are known for their religious views. Now, am I a religious person? Absolutely not. Do I believe in God and Jesus Christ? Absolutely. But I don't believe in religion. You bring a named religion near me, I don't give a fuck what it is, whether it's Christianity to especially Islam, you can go fuck yourself. Okay? Christ had a huge problem with religion. He didn't believe in religion. The only thing he ever wanted you to do was love him, and more importantly, love his Father. That's all you need to do
And love
to be
you.
a Christian.
Yeah.
Christ came and said, you know what, that eye for an eye shit, that's for assholes. He goes, it's not your place to judge anybody else for living their lifestyle. The only person that can judge anybody for the way they live is my Father. And we're too busy judging people based on their lifestyles, the way they look, and every other goddamn fucking thing. Because you know what? Oh, because Leviticus, which is the Torah, which is the fucking, which is the Old Testament, which has nothing to fucking do with the New Testament and what Christ was preaching. Christ preached, everything that Christ preached was diametrically opposed to the Old Testament.
Damn, we can have in church up in here. Okay.
You know,
okay, Pastor Rob. I love it.
but you know what? So my neighbor, I live on a dead end dirt road in the middle of New Hampshire, out in the fucking woods, and it's only myself and my neighbor. My neighbor's a Christian pastor, and him and I talk about this all the time. And he's like, you know, there needs to be a little more fucking in church. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And he goes, you know what? The way you talk to God or you talk about God is real, and that's what we need. Nobody says, you know what, God, I'm fucking pissed off. Nobody can say, well, everybody's got, you know, he's like, I'm really just tired of the what we're supposed to say. And he goes, I want to yell at God and be like, God, I'm fucking pissed off. And people go, not go fucking crazy about it. Christ, as far as I'm concerned, was the ultimate hippie. That dude he wanted all of us to love one another. It doesn't matter what the fuck you are, who you fucking date, what you do in the privacy of your own home. If God has a problem with it, he'll judge you when you're done. And we're too busy fucking worrying about that shit. We're too busy worrying about, like, so my chapter of the Proud Boys, we have a gay guy. You would never know that he was gay. And it's funny, his joke is, he goes, I don't get why my people, the second we start sucking dick, we have to have a lisp. And I fucking die laughing every time he fucking says it. I die fucking laughing. But so, but the problem is that we are letting this happen to us. We're not doing what we need to do. We're there's too much infighting. I went to a meeting the other day, and it was like all these dudes. It was like a big dick measuring contest of who's the most patriot, who's the most special forces, who's this, who's that. Nobody gives a shit, dude. Nobody gives a shit. Just shut the fuck up. Take ego out of it. Take self out of it. This is not about you. This is about the country. This is about fellow patriots. If you can't do for the entire country and you're only doing this for yourself or to boost your own ego, then you're another reason why we're fucking failing.
Yep.
Get over yourself, motherfucker.
Yep.
You
Hey,
know,
I wanted to say something. You know, the permissiveness, we're above it all. When they aim low, you aim high. Oh, you're better than that. Oh, why don't you grow up? Why don't you be more mature? Can't you just learn to accept it? Can't you just do what everyone else is doing? Can't you just get along with other people? That is the virtue signaling, the manipulation, the gaslighting tactics that Republicans have, that rhinos and these conservative Republicans, yep, these super like fucking Christian Republicans, that's what they're doing to the influx of what I would call the new Republicans or the new conservatives, people who have been lifelong Democrats, who've been on the other side, who understand the mentality. That's what they're doing to us. That's what they're doing to Brandon Straka. That's what they're doing to Lady Maga. That's what they're doing to people who are saying, you know what? Just because I live a lifestyle, or just because I used to believe in that, or it might not even be anything wrong with their personality. But it's almost like just because we used to be on that side, now we're not good enough to love our country. Now we're not good enough to jump in this fight. Now we're not good enough to fight alongside you guys and strategize. Listen, there's going to be conservatives that are Zionists, and there's going to be conservatives that will never fucking support Israel, like myself. I will never fucking support Israel, and I don't care if you unfollow me for saying that. There's going to be conservatives that are still on the pro-black, like black excellence, and then there's going to be conservatives that don't care about skin color at all. There's going to be conservatives that will never bring up your... Huh?
We're supposed to, though, because if we say we don't see skin color, that makes us racist too.
You can't fucking win.
You can't fucking win. You can't win.
And so it's like, okay, listen, there are people in this movement right now who are libertarian, they're swingers, they're anarchists, you know, people that have like, people that you don't need to subscribe to this strict Christian, you know, hold your nose up, looking down at people type of Christianity to be conservative. You don't have to have that as criteria to love your country. And so this is where I'm seeing the divide happening. And I'm not going to get too much into the red pill TMZ, because that's another show that I do where I'm going to spill the tea on people talking shit. I should probably stop. I got a couple of episodes I still want to do. I got to rip on Angry Vikings real quick, and then I'll stop doing it. But what I'm trying to say is the infighting, this is the judging, the pointing fingers. This truly showed me how much Trump united this nation. And it's only these old school Republicans that want to censor everybody and tell everyone what their standards of conduct need to be. And that shit needs to stop. See, let me just real quick. I was talking to my friend Verstine the other night, and we were talking about, you know, Candace Owens, right? And how people, because of our skin color, they always say, oh, you're just like Candace Owens, or you're the next Candace Owens. And they're like, no, we're not. You know what I mean? Candace Owens don't fight. I will. You know?
Well,
Candace Owens is from Connecticut.
She's pregnant now, right? She's pregnant now, right? You know,
she just had her baby. She can fight if she wants.
This is how screwed up this country is. Okay. I wrote this somewhere, and I am not somebody who censors myself at all. Nowhere can you go. This is how crazy this has become. If you're a conservative and you're a black conservative like Candace Owens, a white little bourgeois soy can yell at you and call you a nigger on a fucking campus, and that's okay. Or call Brandon Stryker a fag or a faggot, as long as they're conservative, it's okay to use those terms. But to be a part of a group that is against everything that they stand for, and led by a half black, half Cuban man, we're white supremacists. I can't see. I have a hard time swallowing the insanity of, like, you can't take these people seriously. But for 10% of 1% of the people are the ones that are squawking and pulling this bullshit. BLM, fucking Antifa, anybody who's a psychotic fucking leftist. And the 10% of those, the ones that want to fucking cancel Gina Carano and cancel Jeremy Renner, because 10 years ago he said, he was doing an interview and he said, yeah, I'd like to play a tranny. That's what he said. Now they want him fired from the Avengers. I can't take them seriously. And the problem, again, is the internet. These people think the internet is real life. They live and breathe by clicks. They live and breathe by fucking how many people like them and how many people follow them. And they want to be influencers and this, that. And everybody's got it all fucking screwed up, because at the end of the day, where I am right now in real life, none of that influencers don't mean shit. My Facebook likes don't mean shit. I got banned from fucking Facebook. I lost the birth of my son's video. 11 years of fucking being on Facebook, and my My politics have not changed in 11 years. My politics haven't changed in almost fucking 30 something fucking years. But these people, they're soulless. If you ever look up close to them, I know you have, but if you look in their eyes, there's blackness going on. There's darkness. Their soul is not there. They don't know. It's almost to the point that some of them I actually feel bad for. Like you kind of want to like reach out and like give them a hug and, you know, give them that energy and be like, but you know, it's not going to fucking go anywhere, you know, and then you want to reach out and give them a real hug right around their fucking throats. But I don't know. I just, you know, they're never going to change. They're unbelievably in tuned. They have one fucking mission. They don't care whether you're straight or gay or transgender or whatever the hell it is. If you want to walk down the street with a communist fucking flag and you want to see the downfall of this republic, they'll take everybody. It doesn't matter as long as you are right in tune with them. And this is where we are failing. We don't get. Do you believe that our forefathers would be stacking bodies right now?
Yeah.
If you believe, or any of us believe, that our forefathers would look at this country and go, holy fuck, this is not what we created. It's time to stack some fucking bodies.
Yep.
And what are we doing?
Twiddling our thumbs and circle jerking at the CPAC. That's what we're doing. And I wanted to interject something that I felt that really came on my heart when I listened to your speech. I wanted to confess, you know, that because of where I grew up and how I grew up, you know, Southern California, super hippie and super, you know, hedonistic. I've been very permissive in my life. I've turned the cheek. I've closed my ears. I've walked away from conversations where I knew I should have said, you know what, let's do, like, as the left likes to say, let's do better. Like, can we think about this differently? You know, there have been a lot of times because of the location I was in or who I was with, I would hear just, you know, negative messaging, negative neurolinguistic programming, lies. And this is well before Trump. We're talking about our generational mistakes here, right? This is well before Trump. I remember, you know, just not really stepping up and saying what I could have thought, what I was thinking. And you know what? Maybe if we all had, we could have planted more seeds. And that's what scares the shit out of me right now. So now we have these rabid animals running the country, being in positions of local power, okay, as well. So like mayors, city councilmen, PTA, principals at schools, deans at universities. Okay, this is everybody here. We're not just blaming it on the politicians. Shit, now I'm about to preach. We're not just blaming it on the politician. We're talking about all of us, whether it was family, friends, work environments, things that we allowed our boss, you know, policies that our boss was implementing that we never said anything about. Okay, lies that were being told in our families that we never said anything about. So we're all responsible for this, you know, and a lot of times, you know, that whole let me just mind my own business, that doesn't work. Okay, what we did essentially, Rob, is we have been enablers.
Yep.
We've been enablers. And every company that I see, whether it's Yelp or LinkedIn or Coca-Cola or any of these cancel companies, any of these virtue signaling companies,
U.S. White,
these fucking sponsorship companies, whenever I see them supporting BLM, it burns my fucking blood. Because even though BLM is the one doing the violence, we have 90%, maybe 10% is doing the violence. We have 90% that are enablers. And that's the shit that we now need to accept responsibility for. And I think that's what your message is. Am I correct?
My, yeah, we have enabled. Well, yes, we've enabled the left to get to where they're at right now, where they can steal an election right in front of us, and we not do anything about it. You want to fucking talk about insurrection? That was the lamest insurrection I think I've ever seen in my life. Actually, I haven't seen any insurrections, but I've seen movies on insurrections, and I've seen you know how we've toppled governments in other countries and stuff, and I've seen coups on TV, and that some dude with horns was like, "Yo, bro, what's up? I'm in the Capitol." Worst insurrectionist ever. When dude's holding the podium, he's like, "Hey, what's up? We got guys. We got guys that we're our guys we're not even in uniform, taking pictures and just smiling and smoking a cigarette."
Yeah, I
They
know.
were, they were actually.
Hey Rob, I have a no insurrection clause on my show just because I want to tell my ragers the story from my view. They've heard everyone else's opinion, but I want to get them from my view. And not only that, like literally all my friends either got called by the feds or picked up by the feds. So
I was supposed to be there.
I'm glad you were. Don't say nothing else. We don't talk about.
No. My boiler died the night before, and I was like, "Well, shit, I got to fix my fucking boiler," which gave me the opportunity to do the speech I did that you put up there, because that was the 7th.
Oh, cool.
That was January 7th.
Well, I'm glad you weren't there. Okay.
No, I wasn't.
We have a no January 6th clause on my channel. Okay.
All right, then we won't talk about the insurrection.
I'm gonna
I was so scared. Shut up, AOC, you cunt.
I have my own footage, and I'm gonna do a documentary about it, and I'm gonna tell my side of the story. So that's gonna be the paid content that everyone has to pay to see. Rent or buy. But anyway,
I don't think we did enough. I don't think we did enough.
I agree, but we can't talk about it right now. I want to talk about action items, because I noticed where you were at that speech. You were at
the State House.
The State House. Okay.
The State House in Concord, New Hampshire.
Who was there, and what kind of people were there, and what were you guys like?
It was a whole group of people. There was one of the women who ran for governor, Karen Testerman, was there. It was a whole bunch of different groups that were speaking, and I was invited by this woman. Her name was Alexandra, and she said, she knew that I was a Proud Boy, and she wanted me to come and say a few words about the Proud Boys. But we're like, Enrique is the one that speaks for the Proud Boys. Anybody who's a Proud Boy that goes out there and speaks to anybody in the media as a Proud Boy representing the Proud Boys is a fucking selfish fucking asshole, and they're not.
Wait. Hold on. You guys are allowed to talk to Jenny, though.
Yeah, well, I'm allowed to talk to you. So my views, but see, here's the thing, though. My views.
Chapter presidents only. Chapter presidents, third degree or higher.
Where none of us are actually supposed to talk to like CNN, like news reporters and stuff. You're a different story because you're not going to fucking twist it. But my views and the things that I say, I would say whether I was a Proud Boy or not. I don't. My views and who I am as a person politically transcend me being a Proud Boy. It's the only thing that transcends me being a Proud Boy. I'm a Proud Boy because I joined. Because I saw that the Proud Boys were the only ones that were kicking Antifa's ass. Like, the only ones that were standing up to them. And you know what? And all the fucking 3%ers and the Oath Keepers and all these fucking other little fringe groups, these guys never did a fucking thing. They go, and then as soon as Antifa starts fucking off, they fuck around and they find out the Proud Boys are the ones that are left. There's 15 Proud Boys to 200 fucking Antifa dudes, and while the fucking Oath Keepers and the 3%ers are in the bar talking, giving war stories about how much ass they kicked. Go fuck yourself. But I joined the Proud Boys because I'm tired of Antifa walking around in my country with a fucking goddamn communist fucking flag. I see a fucking little soy faggot fucking walking around with a fucking a communist flag. I'm taking that flag and I'm shoving it up your ass. You don't get the fucking we for years we had a fucking list. Our government had a list of people who were communists. They called it the blacklist. People who were in Hollywood who were fucking communists. These people were put on this fucking blacklist, and they were taken away to black sites. You can't be a communist and be a fucking American. We didn't allow that shit. In the 80s, our movies, it's all we did was fight the communists. All we did was kick commie ass, whether it be fucking Russians or North Koreans or fucking China. Anybody who had communist in their name, they were the enemy of this country. Now we let these little people shit walk around, and we got fucking black people who say that they're fucking avowed Marxists, and they're walking around calling for open Marxism, open communism in this country, and we're just sitting back going,
mm-hmm. Is that your truth? Are you speaking your truth? Right?
Let me tell you something. You walk down the fucking road. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you're dressed like. You carry a fucking anything but an American flag, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I agree. You are the enemy of the state. And speaking of enemy, I went ahead. What's up, Antifa? I know you're watching. Boo. What's up? What is it? Steven, Jordan, Anti-Flash, Gordon, Gwen Snyder. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show, because I know you bitches are in my chat. Anyway.
Oh, did you say Anti-Flash Gordon is here? He can go fucking suck a dick, that asshole.
Yeah, fuck you too.
I'll put his fucking ball bag on my ball bag on his fucking chin. See how he likes that. I've already been doxxed. I don't give a fuck. My own friends of 10 years doxed me. They can suck an ass. Yeah. I'm not afraid. Because I tell you what, if you ever found out where I lived and you hit my road, all you hear is banjos and you think deliverance. You ain't coming back. You'll be too afraid to drive down that road because it's all woods, it's dirt, and it's dark.
Yeah. Well, speaking of these freaking commies, I went ahead and downloaded their manifesto. And I just want to wrap it up and let the patriots know like how serious this is. Okay. I've been telling y'all that this is serious since I was on Instagram. Okay. I kept my mouth shut for a long time, but since I was on Instagram, so it's been almost 10 months that I've been in this fight. Okay. You see how much weight I've gained. Okay. You guys know I go balls to the wall with this. I will protect my other patriots, but we need to protect ourselves, and we need to make it very clear to anyone who's straddling the fence, anybody who is in our lives that does not understand the severity of what these people are capable of. Let me give you their little, I'm going to read you the first page of their communist manifesto, and I'm going to let you respond, Rob. Okay. 40 Ways to Fight Fascists by Spencer Sunshine. Okay. Inside are 40 completely legal tactics, many of which are accessible to people from different backgrounds, skill sets, and identities that can be used to counter and contain white nationalist, fascist, and far-right and violent far-right organizing in your community. That's just the description of the pamphlet here. Let me explain to you why this is so dangerous. Because with these pieces of shit, with these fucking BLM and Antifa assholes, these animals, these degenerates, these people with zero fucking moral code, white nationalist, fascist, and violent far right is anyone that they choose it to be.
Right.
This was a fight between Antifa and the Aryan Brotherhood. Guess what? I wouldn't give a shit. But this fight, the hatred that they feel for us, the hatred that they feel for basically law-abiding Americans includes everyone.
Right.
This is why it's dangerous. If you don't bow and step and shuck and jive to their little liberal bullshit, they will consider you a white nationalist, fascist, or violent far right. So I'm not even going to give you guys any more right now because I'm getting mad just reading this shit. This is just the first page, ladies and gentlemen. Get off your asses and understand that you need to educate everyone in your family, everyone in your company, that these people are dangerous. Go ahead, Rob. I'm going to shut up right now. I'm getting mad.
So all of that, just those 40 things, just they can, the cliff notes of that, they could get rid of all 40 things and just say fight fascism with fascism. That's it. We're fighting fascism with fascism. You know, it's strange to me that like I'm Sicilian Italian, so I don't know if anybody knows
you a
anything
nigga.
about, huh?
You a nigga.
You watch True Blood and True Romance too, right? My great grandmother had sex.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
that movie. That's for us 90s kids. If you haven't seen True Romance, you don't know what you're missing.
That scene is fucking classic, but you know what? That scene is classic, and just in the vile way that it comes about, and you could not get away with that today. Like, I mean, I listened to Eddie Murphy's. I went back and I listened to fucking Delirious the other day, and I grew up in this time where, here's a perfect example. I used to watch this thing with my grandfather. It was called the Dean Martin Roasts, and the king of mean was Don Rickles. He was the funniest motherfucker on this planet. And his best friend, Sammy Davis Jr., who was a black one-eyed Jew, they're all in the dais, right? And you got fucking Will Chamberlain there, Nell Carter. I forgot, there was one other black woman that was on the dais. Telly Savalas was there. All these names you guys brought, you young ones, don't even know who the fuck I'm talking about. You should look it up. And, you know, Don Rickles comes out and he's a ball buster, right? He says, oh, you know, Sammy, I love you. I love you, Sammy. I love the black people. I love the black people, but I don't want you living in my neighborhood. You know, and everybody on the dais fucking died laughing because it's Don Rickles. And then, you know, Sammy gets up to go give him a hug. He goes, oh, no, don't touch me. You people rust. You know, and everybody laughed, and everybody it was self-deprecating humor. And I grew up in a time where there's this, and I know I hate saying anything positive about Netflix, but there was this documentary I just watched about a month ago. It was about how the news like blows everything up and, you know, makes, you know, sensationalizes things. And one of the news articles was one of the things on the documentary was about the Bernard Goetz thing in New York. Now, I grew up in New York. I was born in the Bronx, raised in Yonkers, and New York was my home until I was 13. And I grew up with Trump. I mean, it was if you grew up in New York, Trump was the soap opera, man. Everything that Trump did, it was always in the fucking papers. But Bernard Goetz was a white guy with glasses, super nerd, who had been robbed by black people before on a train. So he went and bought himself a gun to protect himself. He shot 3 black kids who were trying to rob him at knife point. And the news was asking people about what this guy did. And they showed something that, while most people wouldn't catch it, I did. And some of the people around me, when I pointed it out, and where it's different now, and it would be like unfathomable to these kids nowadays, BLM and younger black kids, or anybody who's part, you know, black in like the Antifa thing or in the leftist thing, is the personal responsibility. They interviewed many black people about these 3 black kids getting shot, and these black people said they deserve to get shot. They messed around. And it was funny because you also got like the Guardian Angels, who were mostly black and Hispanic back then, run by a man named Siwa. I forget his first name. And these guys, and it was amazing to see that the black people that they interviewed saying, yes, these 3 kids deserve what they got because they probably shouldn't have. It wasn't about black and white. It was about personal responsibility and taking personal responsibility for you fucking up. You know, and I play airsoft, okay? Well, I did for a while. And I have a son. And when that young black kid was killed in Detroit by pointing an airsoft gun at a cop, And they said, and I said, well, he got what he deserved. It sucks. He's a young kid. Nobody wants to see a kid die, but it's not the cops' fault. Oh, yes, it is. It's the cops' fault. Well, you can't tell. These guns are 1-to-1, But the thing is this cop doesn't know, and you point a gun at a cop, he thinks, oh, I need to go home to my family that night. There's nothing else. It's not like, oh, look, it's a black kid with a gun, I'm going to shoot him just because. No, it's because a human being has a gun, and I'm going to go home. And they said, well, Rob, what if your son pointed a gun at a cop and he was shot and killed? How would you feel then? I said, I would feel like a fucking failure, because it's my responsibility to teach my son not to point a fucking toy gun at a cop. But all of that is gone now. All of the taking responsibility for one's own actions is gone. You know what? Everybody's going to shit on me when I say this, and I don't give a fuck. George Floyd died the second he pointed a gun at a pregnant woman's belly. The Reaper just didn't catch up to him, and I don't give a fuck. I can't hear you, honey.
Say that one more time. What? Say what?
I said, George Floyd died the second he pointed a gun at a pregnant woman's belly and beat a pregnant woman up. That's when he died. The Reaper just didn't catch him in time.
Fire!
But they want to put this dude in the Holocaust Museum? Why aren't we there stopping this? 6+ million Jews died under Hitler, and you want to put this fentanyl using junkie piece of shit who beat up a pregnant woman in there with them? Fuck you. Why the fuck aren't we doing anything about it? I'm sorry, I get heated with this. You know what else I get heated by? I got called a transphobe the other day. You know why? Because I have a preference. I prefer things that I stick my dick in to not have a dick.
Oh, but that's hateful that you're not attracted to an ugly
to a lady
man.
It's a lady penis now. Listen, if you want to be trans, whether I agree with it or not, and I'm going to give some truth about me, who I am as a person. I have 4 kids. I love them very much. They're my oldest, who I consider my daughter, who I've been a father to her, is half black. And I'm not doing this to virtue signal. My youngest daughter is gay and was marrying a Puerto Rican girl, and I'm walking them both down the aisle. I don't care. I will say this. I don't believe that homosexuality is natural, but that's just my belief. But I'm never going to judge anybody for what they want to do. If you're a good person, that's what I'm going to judge you on. That's exactly what I'm going to fucking judge you on. I don't give a shit if you want to scissor or fucking blow one another. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. If you treat me good, I'm going to treat you good. Plain and simple.
Right.
If you want to be trans, but you want to tell me that I'm supposed to give my 3-year-old hormone blockers, then you're going to have a fight. Your transgenderism is a mental disorder. Plain and simple. They yell at us because we don't want to listen to fucking science. Well, science says transgenderism is a mental disorder. But,
yeah, it's like people who are anorexic. They have body dysmorphia. That's all it is.
Body dysmorphia.
That's it.
But you know what? That doesn't mean that I hate you because you're trans. The second you tell them a fact, if you say, okay, transgenderism is a mental disorder, there's really something wrong in your brain.
Uh-huh.
There's something super wrong in your brain that makes you want to cut your penis off. I heard a doctor say one time, it's the craziest thing. If you went into your doctor and said, listen, doctor, I identify as an amputee. I want you to cut my arm off.
Right.
They would be like, oh, here's some drugs because you're fucked up. Here, take these. Go seek help. But you walk in there and say, hey, I want to cut my dick off. They pat you on the shoulder and tell you how fucking brave you are. So it's like, listen, you live your life. You do what you want. I have my beliefs. Whether you agree with my beliefs or not, this is who I am as a person. But know that I will never judge you for who you are, as long as you treat me. But when you start forcing this shit down my throat, now you have a fucking fight. If you're forcing me to believe your truth, well, you can, and my truth is evil to you or abhorrent to you, well, then you can go fuck yourself. Plain and simple. I will
Exactly.
never have your back. Fuck you. But you
Thank
know what? I don't care how anybody wants to live. If homosexuality, transgenderism, or all of that shit is abhorrent to God, God will deal with that shit when you go and meet him. Not my place.
Yeah.
Not my motherfucking place, nor do I care. If you are somebody who cares about this republic, you care about freedom of speech, you care about your guns, you care about the Fourth, Fifth, Sixth Amendment, and actually, even right now, the way it's going, we really need to care about the Third Amendment too, because that they're about to start violating that one. If you are a patriot and you believe that there is something wrong within your first 33 days in office, your first fake 33 days in office, you're bombing Syria. Fucking diesel is up $1.25, 100 fucking within your first day of work, and when your first executive order, 140,000 people, was it 55,000 people here in America were out of work because you shut down the fucking pipeline and you're giving all that money to all that oil money to Saudi Arabia. If you're somebody who believes that everything is wrong with our country the way it is right now, I don't give a shit if you're a dude and you dress like a woman. I don't give a shit if you're two gay guys, two lesbians, if you're in a polyamorous relationship, you're a swinger, you're in a BDSM, it doesn't fucking matter. And the problem is that our side, all those little things, it does matter. And that's why we're losing. And people need to fucking pull their heads out of their asses.
I agree. Speaking of pulling their heads out of their asses, I wanted to do something fun real quick.
Okay.
Just take
I get a little intense.
Huh?
I get a little intense.
No. I just want to lighten it up and just, thank everyone who's in the chat right now. I think you brought some people into my chat. I see some names in here that I haven't seen.
My boys.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Motherfuckers.
So thank you for all the Proud Boys. I know Backwoods Bruce is in here, so just wanted to show him my little goatee here. My little goatee.
Oh my God.
Little goatee. I got some goat therapy. You're a country boy. I got some goat therapy. I went to a little farm and had the baby goats and the mommies just loving on me and biting my clothes and just they love to be scratched. They're just like little puppies. They're so cute. Oh my God, they're so cute. So I had some really good times with the animals, and that was really therapeutic for me. But anyhow,
we shoot the animals where I'm at.
You what?
We shoot them. We shoot the animals where I'm at. We eat them.
Well, they do that too. They do that too. But
no, I'm not shooting goats. I'm kidding.
They're so cute. How could you? I think, yeah. Thank you. Sorrow to you. Okay.
I have pit bulls.
Anyways, so thanks everyone who is in the chat. Thanks for sticking it out and hanging with us. I think this has been really powerful, but here's what I really wanted to get to. Let's talk about action items because we just outlined the problem, but we're speaking to the choir because all of my ragers are like, they're real patriots. They're real motherfuckers. Like you can't be a fan or a subscriber of Red Pill Rage if you don't got a little badass in you. If you don't got a little gangster in you. You know what I mean?
I'm about to go full gangster in a minute.
So
remember, I'm an Italian from the Bronx, kid, so I still got that little bit of fucking street in me.
Right. Okay.
Oh, Yonkers. Sorry, I was born in the Bronx. I was in the Bronx for like 3 years, and then I moved to Yonkers after that. Fucking DMX. Yo. I'm from the hard streets of Yonkers, yo. No, it is white and black, middle class. Dude, you didn't live in a ghetto, DMX. I don't want to hear that shit. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I know you weren't. What I think. All right. So you know what I think? There is something called nullification. When you're in front of a jury, if let's say you're going to get convicted of crossing the street, and the prosecution wants to give you to 10 years in jail for crossing the street. And the jury goes, well, you know, you did jaywalk, but the crime doesn't fit. The punishment doesn't fit the crime because that's part of our Constitution. Also, the jury can elect to nullify the crime because they're like, well, no, you're not going to put somebody 10 years because they fucking jaywalked and didn't pay a $50 fine. So it is when laws are abhorrent or diametrically opposed to the Constitution, they are then not laws. The Supreme Court has said this multiple times. But we don't, like, Massachusetts is horribly anti-gun. Like we're the Supreme Court already said you're not, it's against the law for you to pay for a right. So in Massachusetts, not only do you have to pay for a permit to exercise your Second Amendment, you are forced to spend another $250 to go to a or depending on how, you know, what course it is, you have to go to a gun course, and then you have to go and you have to beg for your Second Amendment right. But looking at a cop, and most of the cops in Massachusetts are horribly anti-gun. There are very few that aren't, that are pro Second Amendment, and those are the guys that say, well, we're never gonna, you know, go to a red flag because that's bullshit. Now, what we need to do is en masse, right after the bullshit of Newtown, and everybody's going to go, oh, what the fuck? Well, I remember the chief of police coming out saying, oh, we found the ARs in the trunk. That dude killed all those kids with pistols. Mm-hmm. But so Connecticut, being the shitbags that they are, decided, well, we're going to ban all ARs and you have to go turn them in. Like 3 people turned their guns in, and everybody else went, fuck you, try to come and take them. And to this day, people still have them. Go ahead and try and do it. What all of this is what I'm saying is that if we did this en masse, if we stood up and said no, if there were 10,000 people that said no, you can't do this, if there was 1 million people who did something, voting is not doing it anymore. Right. Talking to your representatives is not doing it anymore. You want to hear gangster? Nobody should have ever let Kyle Rittenhouse be arrested and put in jail. There should have been 10,000 fucking patriots holding off any law enforcement from putting him in fucking jail. Kind of like we did at the Bundy Ranch. You know what? None of our guys nobody should have been arrested for going into the people's house and going into the Capitol. We're supposed to be there. They are our representatives. Aren't we supposed to be present while they're representing us? And they're representing us in the biggest thing that they could represent us for, our fucking election, our presidential election, which was blatantly stolen from us. So why can't we be in there? Because why would they want to hide that? If everything was above boards, why wouldn't they say, oh, okay, you know what? Why are there still troops there right now? We all know that they know that they're illegitimate. So what do we do? Where everybody says, oh, well, you know, trust in the system will come through, and then fucking QAnon and all the insanity, and we're still, because people are afraid of what it means personally to do what needs to be done to get our country back.
All right. Well, that being said, like, okay, so I have a list that I've been writing for the last maybe 2 weeks. Okay. I want to talk about some of these. Now, for me, these are fucking action items. See, this is what Candace Owens is not going to do. This is why I'm not like her. I'm not going to keep talking about the problem. I'm not going to keep spitting statistics. We all know. And even at the end of your video, someone says, well, how do we do it? What do we do? All right, so here's my action items. And anytime, like, if you want to come back on my show and we can kind of brainstorm about some stuff that we can do together to kind of inspire our followers, inspire the people that we touch to get to do more, you know, So let's just, I'm going to read this to you, and then you tell me at the end, like, what you can get on board with me about, okay? So, Ragers, this is the first time I've read this. So this is top secret information, but fuck it, Antifa's watching. I got their manifesto, and now you guys have their manifesto, and maybe that will inspire you, because honestly, all 40 of these could just replace everything that I just wrote. Okay, so these motherfuckers have ideas. These motherfuckers have strategy. They have tactics. And we're too nice to even read this. Well, guess what? If you're on my channel, you're going to fucking read it, because I'm going to go through every single one. Not in this video, but soon. Anyhow. All right, so here's the stuff that I wrote, though. We need to talk about overseas technology options. All right, hold up. Hold up. Y'all need to start. Red Pill Rage is on a roll here. Okay, y'all get on my Patreon, because what I'm giving you, you've donated to Candace Owens. You bought merch from people who didn't do shit except were, influencers, people who had followers, but they weren't fucking leaders. See, there's a difference. You can have followers and not be a leader. These people aren't giving you action items. Red Pill Rage is. So actually, you guys take notes. Everybody get your pen and paper out right now. We're going to do this shit old school style. Right, Rob?
Yep, absolutely.
You think Antifa's playing? I'm not playing anymore either. All right, everyone get your pen and paper. Here we go. Number 1, overseas technology options. We need to have our own shit, and we need to have it on our own servers, or we need to have it on some overseas servers, because this is the problem with censorship. We bitch and complain about them censoring us, but who do we hand our fucking identity to? Who do we hand the power to? We hand it to other people, and then we get mad when they abuse us. Analog communications. This is where you come in, Rob. You talked about going old school, 80s and 90s. All right, let me tell you something.
70s and 80s.
70s and 80s, okay? We got to go old school. Here's the thing. Come on, here's the thing. There's a show called Battlestar Galactica. If any of you guys have seen this series, I will tell you something right here, right now. You can call me motherfucking Starbuck, but I'm about to be Commander Adama up in this bitch, because I'm not playing. I'm not playing with these people anymore. I'm about to be Commander Adama. And you know how they fought the Cylons? Because they did everything offline. That's how they fought the fucking Cylons. You think I'm playing with these people? You think they're playing with us? They're not. All right, next. We need to get our treason list together. And if we can't get these motherfuckers up on treason, we need to make sure that they're getting recalled. I am so proud of my state of California for stepping up to the plate and putting in the work and doing the uncomfortable thing of being out there in the public, getting signatures. It's not
2 million.
It's time consuming. You have to tolerate people yelling at you, flicking you off, being rude to you. You have to tolerate that. Not everyone's built for it, but it's time you guys did get built for it. Okay. You got to do a lot of work to get those signatures. It's not easy. Okay. I'm proud of California. Everybody needs to come follow suit now. Next, building our own charter schools. Why the fuck? See, again, we complain about what the left is doing. Like, look how awful our educational system is. It's freaking horrible. Kids are learning about transgender. They're learning about masturbation, but they're not learning critical thinking. You ask these
gender unicorn.
They're not learning Latin. They're not learning how to play chess. They're not learning interpersonal sports and competitions. They don't have electives anymore. Are you fucking kidding me? But you got drag queen story time? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. We're done with that shit. It's time to talk about charter schools. How much does it cost? How much money do we need? How do we find the teachers for it? Do some of us, if this is a 12-year plan, If this is a 12-year plan, do some of us need to go back to school and get our degrees just so we can do this? Is that what it's going to take to save our country? It might. I don't know. I'm going to keep going. I have a big list, but I'm just going to read a couple because to actually, Ragers, you should be paying me for this. So hit me up on the Patreon. This is gold here. I dare you to, I still have a $25 wager for anybody who can send me one action item that shit-talking Brandon Tatum has given in any of his videos. He don't have any action items because his mind does not think that expansively. Mine does. This is what happens when you're a fucking manager, when you've had a job in your life. Your brain thinks this way. And the problem is we got too many people on Twitter, too many people on YouTube. They've never been a manager before. They've never problem solved before. Well,
I'm fucking banned from Twitter, so I said I'm banned from Twitter, so I have no idea what the hell's going on Twitter.
Right. Okay. Running for public office. How much does that actually cost? Let's get a breakdown of numbers here. Can we all fundraise and put somebody up decent in Chicago? Can we put someone up decent in New York?
You mean to take the place of Beetlejuice?
I got a story about her, but I'm not going to get into it. Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Hold up. Everybody be quiet. Hold up. I better, man, I'd be telling on myself, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Hold on. Let me find it. It's coming. Hold on. Sound like, okay. Wrigley Field, where we go? Yeah, I went to Wrigley Field. I went to Jesse Smollett. I went to Jesse Smollett's apartment. You guys know that, right?
No.
Yeah, hell yeah, I did. I'm not playing with these people. Hold on. Okay.
Fucking
not
asshole.
only that, I went to that bitch's house. That's that bitch's house, that gray one. I went to that bitch's house.
Of course, the fucking cops are sitting out there.
Playing with these fucking people. I'm not playing with these fucking people. Yes, I went to Lori Lightfoot's fucking house just to see what it looked like. I'll give you guys the address, but not right now. Okay, this is how serious I am. This is what I will put on the line for my country. But anyway, let's keep going. Homesteading, Victory Gardens. Only the strong are going to survive. Am I right, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to shoot and you don't know how to grow food, you're fucked. Because if
kill
really
food, kill and cook your own food.
If you guys don't have some basic life skills, some basic homesteading skills, and shit hits the fan one day, you're screwed. Okay? We're not lazy people like the left are. We are the ones who need to be seeing beyond. We need to be seeing beyond. We need to see further down the road. We need to see further down the pike. Everyone else is wearing glasses. We need to be wearing binoculars. So that's all I'm going to say about my list. And Rob, what are your thoughts on my list?
So
what can you help with? What else can we do?
All right. So with what I've been seeing, I was having a conversation last night, and it was, oh, I can't believe this is happening, or I can't believe this, I can't believe this, I can't believe this, I can't believe this. And I said, well, like 3 years ago when I was saying that this was going to happen, you were like, oh God, you're fucking crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist, and no way would this ever happen, no way, no. So I've been saying what I've been saying ever since the Patriot Act, the way where our country is going to go, and everybody says to me, oh, well, you're not Nostradamus, you can't predict the future, and everything that I said back in 2004 is exactly where we are right now. And they don't, then it's the cognitive dissonance where they go, well, shit, he was right, but we can't admit that he was right, and we got to fucking argue with him. Everything that you said would be great if we did it 20 years ago.
Okay.
Everything that you said so far, going forward after the Great Reset, I believe we're too far gone right now. I believe in my heart that our country has fallen. It's too far. The people who were in their 20s were like, oh no, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But you know what? I do remember in 1994 going, wow, this crime bill that um, Joe Biden wants to bring in is going to cause massive issues. Like, I don't smoke weed. I don't care if anybody does smoke weed. I don't think it should be fucking illegal. But when you see that, a person, black, white, or indifferent, doesn't matter, sells a $5 joint to an undercover cop and gets 10 years in jail. If you can see where they said, oh, we're going to get rid of ARs and AK-47s, and we said, oh well, as long as 10 years, it'll sunlight, it'll twilight, and we'll have our raw data on if banning ARs and AKs actually caused you know was there was a difference in the amount of violence, when everybody knows that most gun crime is performed with a 9 millimeter. That is the caliber, that a 9 millimeter pistol. So back then everybody was like, oh, this there's no way this was happening. I'm going, it's going to happen, it's going to go through, it's going to go through, it's going to go through. And the same thing is happening right now. There's no way that HB 1446, HR 1, which is that fucking Equality Act. There's no way. They don't have enough votes. There's no way. There's no way. And everybody that's saying that there's no way this can happen, no way this can happen, it's already happened. And it's happened multiple times. If you look back from the 80s to now, it has happened. And it will continue to happen. They are so, like I said at the beginning, they are so emboldened. They're so brazen in the theft of our most sacred institution, which is our voting for our president. The most sacred of all institutions this country has is our voting process. It is what our forefathers, our founding fathers, predicated this entire country on, built this country on being a constitutional republic. And they stole an election right in front of our faces, and they are laughing at us. If you are somebody who thinks that they can't do whatever they want to do now, you're willfully ignorant. You really are. And you should probably go live on an island somewhere in your delusional state, because I can tell you this right now, our republic as we know it right now is over. Do we have time to get people on school boards, conservatives on school boards, and run for local government, and do all these things that I've heard people say and that people talk about? We don't have time anymore. Our time is over. We sat on our asses for too fucking long. I absolutely agree with you on everything that you said. I do. But if had we done it 20 years ago, we might have had a fighting chance. We don't fight it. We don't we don't have time to go local anymore. We don't have time to fucking, our time is over. We need to get this country back. And if any of you say, well, we would be stacking bodies right now, we would be breaking into fucking a boat and dumping tea in the fucking harbor, we would be dealing with the Pine Tree riots. You all need to go and look up the Pine Tree riots, because the Pine Tree riots was basically the start of the Revolutionary War, and it started in New Hampshire. Everybody's like, oh, no, go look it up. The the crown will do what the crown wants to do, and we finally said, fuck you. And this is where it's at right now, and we need a big fuck you. They stole this election right in front of our faces, and we did nothing about it, because everybody's too afraid. Oh, I can't be a martyr. I don't want to be a martyr. I don't want to be a martyr. I don't want to have to say the hard thing. Everybody stops short of saying we need a revolution. because they're afraid of getting a knock on the door. We shouldn't have to live in fear like that. That's what the First Amendment is for, is to protect our speech. The Second Amendment the Second Amendment doesn't grant you the permission to own weapons. It doesn't grant, that's not what it's for. It's to tell the government they don't have the right to tell you what you can own. That's what the Second Amendment is for. And that's not the Second Amendment doesn't say, "Oh, you can own an AR or a semi-automatic pistol or fully automatic," or "Yeah, you're allowed to own a tank." No, it tells the government you can't tell these people what they can and can't own that they want to protect. Our Constitution is perfection, and anybody who says it's antiquated is not an American. Go fuck yourself. But it was put in place because they had just for years been fighting the crowd who was doing the exact same thing our government is doing to us now. They're taxing us without representation. They are taking away our belongings. They're coming into our homes whenever they want without a warrant. They can come and do whatever they want whenever they want because they are fucking emboldened. And nobody is standing up and saying, "Stop. You cannot do this." I honestly thought, truly in my heart, that the Bundy situation in 14 would have really jump-started the whole, "Hey, you know what? You guys just fucked around and you found out." Well, look what happened, As soon as he gets fucking acquitted by the courts, they assassinate him. He's driving home. They shoot him in the fucking head because they're butthurt because he won in court. I simplified the whole thing with what happened with.
Hey, Rob, yeah, something's going on with your sound. You want to come out and come back in? I don't know if you changed.
Can you hear me now?
It was better before. Like, it literally just changed like in the last 90 seconds. So jump out and jump back in. I think maybe he went from like the car audio, like the Bluetooth on the car to maybe to his speaker. I'm not sure. That's what it sounded like.
How about now?
Yeah, much better, Rob.
So, everybody's too afraid now to say what really needs to be done because they're worried about the government coming knocking on their doors. I mean, our Constitution is in place to stop that from happening, but everybody's going along with it. It's like it's like a buddy of mine says, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking carry a gun wherever the fuck I want." And I said, "Well, dude, if you carry in fucking Massachusetts, you're going to go to jail." He goes, "Oh, that's all right. And I'm going to fight it because it's in the Constitution that I should be allowed to carry my fucking gun." And I said, "But you don't understand. Massachusetts is a communist fucking state. You will go to jail. You will sit in jail." And he goes, "Eventually, I think I will win." Nobody has won a gun case in Massachusetts. If you don't have a license, if you bring in what they consider to be an illegal firearm, like a pistol without a fucking manual safety on it, you go to jail. If you have a fucking mag that has 15 rounds in it, you're going to go to jail for a year for every bullet over 10 rounds. What kind of fucking insanity is that? An innocuous piece of plastic, even if there's nothing in this there's no rounds in it, even for holding an innocuous piece of plastic, you can do 5 years in fucking jail. It's a piece of plastic. But, what do people do? They plead those things out because they don't have the money to fight the government. The government has ensured the fact that you will never be able to fight them. They have more money, they have more power, and they have more time than you. Everybody goes, "Oh, I'm going to take a deal with whatever it is because I get to go home. I'm not going to jail, or, I take a deal so I can go back to work and, it'll be off my record in a year or whatever." Everybody just puts their fucking head down and doesn't fucking fight anymore. And that's the fucking problem. No, you can't come on my property. Do you have a warrant? No, then leave. I've asked you once. If I ask you again, I should be able to call my local police department and have you fucking arrested. No, and the point is, whoever just said going to jail is not winning. Okay, going to jail is not winning. Obviously, you don't let people go to jail. You don't let them. You fight. You fight it. Every chance you fucking get. If it is 100% unconstitutional, if somebody comes on my property and I say, leave, and they don't, and I say, leave again, now they've put me where I live. They've put me in a situation where I have a right to defend my property. Yes, you're right. 6 months in jail can ruin your life. And this is where they have us.
Okay, I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you because this is like, we're not gonna talk about jail and shit right now because of my situation. Like now I'm triggered. Like we're not gonna talk about prison right now. Sorry. What's the answer, Rob? Do you have an action item, or are we blackpilling it and just protecting ourselves?
I believe that we need to get together en masse and match what the left is doing to us with the same ferocity.
That's not an action item, though. What is an action item for my audience right here, right now, today? What could they do to encourage us nationally to get together? Because I felt like the 3 Stop the Steal rallies in DC was pretty much, based on my experience, pretty much the extent of how far the Patriots are actually willing to go. Everyone who was there on those 3 occasions, on those 3 marches, plus Georgia, plus the other ones that were happening Capitol-wide, basically that's all we have. Those are the only fucking warriors in this fight, are the ones that we already have. Plus the psychological ones, plus the ones that maybe have some money or some land or some assets that can help us be the face of something they're still too scared to do. But I need an action item, or are we blackpilling it until the tribulation's over?
Well, my action item is to take the fight to the problem.
Okay.
Like, my action item is if Antifa is burning down police stations, we find where they live and we burn their houses down. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. I'm not advocating burning down people's houses and killing people. What I'm saying is, for everything that they do to us, we do to them. You know, it was funny. I saw a video recently of Antifa, somebody who was Antifa in Australia, and was talking about like killing like Proud Boys, and a bunch of Proud Boys went into their fucking workplace, and we're like, this dude, here's his Twitter. Look, he's talking about killing people. Okay, he can't work for you anymore. For everything that they do to us, for everything the left does to us, we do back to them just as hard. And
this is why, okay, if these are the way too long solutions that either aren't going to work or they need to be
they'll work
another time, then what I have to offer is, you're right. You're absolutely right. I believe the same thing that you do, and that's why I have this. And we're going to go, like, for my audience, we're going to go down the list. We're going to go through every single one of these, and we're going to talk about it, because this is what they are doing to us. And this is why, on a grander scale, even the ones that are not Antifa, the same manipulation is true. The same scare tactics is true. They might not be Antifa or be BLM, but there are others that are doing it on a more sophisticated scale. So I believe you. For every tit, we got to go tat. We got to go eye for an eye. I believe. I agree with you there.
There's a speech by Gavin, and when he was talking about the creation of the Proud Boys, and he said, Antifa was like they couldn't imagine that we were punching back. And he said, and you know, their jaws were open. It was like hitting paper mache because they were so surprised that we fought back. And he goes, you know what? We do fight back. And he said, I was talking to in this video, in this speech he was doing, he was talking about that there was a newspaper reporter that said to him, well, did you ever think about you know, just taking the punch? It would be a much stronger statement. He goes, no, fuck that. He goes, I'm not taking a punch and just not hitting back. We're gonna kick your ass. We're not here because we want to kick your ass, but if you fuck with us, we are gonna kick your ass. And people need to have that mindset now. We just, I can't stand watching BLM, you know, beat a 60-year-old woman in upstate New York with a fucking 2x4 because she's trying to protect her property. Why don't we get fucking, you know, 45 fucking people to stand out there, you swing a fucking 2x4, you take that 2x4 and you break it off in somebody's fucking ass.
Do you think
they'll learn quick?
Do you think that's because we've been playing nice too long and now we can't find each other?
Yeah. Well, that, and nobody wants to look like a racist anymore. I've given that up. I know that I'm not a racist. I know in my heart that it doesn't matter what color you are. If you're an asshole, you're a fucking asshole. Plain and simple. Okay? I don't care if I get called racist because of my view on George Floyd. I don't care if I get called a racist because I can't even remember that kid's name in Detroit, and it sucks because I used to know his name, and it sucks that he died, but you know what? It's his parents' fault. But you know what? It's the system. The white man keeps us down. You know, I say shit like that, and everybody's like, oh my God, you're a fucking racist. When you look at fucking stats, like 13% of the population create 53% and do 53% of the crime. It's a stat, but you say that, you're a racist. I know I'm not. I love all people who are cool. If you're not cool, you're a piece of shit, and I don't like you. I don't give a fuck. You know? And so they can call me racist and Nazi and homophobe and transphobe, and you know, when I say that Islam is diametrically opposed to American values, I say that, and I'm a Islamophobe, but the left's darling Bill Maher says the exact same thing, exactly how I said it, and they go, oh, maybe he's right. Well, you know what? Fuck you. You know, you can't have it both ways anymore. And if you're gonna fucking call and Grandma and Grandpa Jones walking across the street, a fucking Nazi, you're screaming and yelling at them, and you pull the motherfucker's walker out from underneath them because they're wearing a fucking MAGA hat, you need to get fucking hospitalized. And it's pain is the greatest teacher, and pain is the greatest fucking motivator that there has ever been. And you know what? They're only going to learn through fucking pain because we don't do anything. We don't kick their fucking asses hard enough where they think twice about, oh, you know what? Look at that psychotic with the beard right there. I don't think I'm going to go up to him and fucking hit him in the face with my trans flag because he's going to take that trans flag and shove it so far up my ass, I won't have genitalia anymore. We don't do that anymore. Listen, I grew up in a neighborhood where, and this was in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, where if I was fucking around and my neighbor saw me fucking around, my neighbor beat my ass, then called my mother. By the time I got home, my mother was beating my ass because I made my fucking neighbor beat my ass for acting a fucking fool. That doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't, these kids, they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're just handed everything. They're placated. That's what it is. It's an entire generation of placated fucking pussies that have no idea, couldn't last one day on a fucking job site, fucking hanging siding. Wouldn't last 5 fucking seconds building a building. They don't know what it is to be out in the fucking woods. They don't know what it is to have anything fucking hard come their way. You know, I'm somebody who believes that every single person, male and female, more male than female, should have to do at least, when they get out of high school, 2 years in the military.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard it, but I think everybody.
I'll put that to the list. Okay, I agree.
I think, and I'm talking old school Army, not fucking yellow card. Oh, I feel fucking pressured. I'm gonna go talk to the fucking base psychiatrist. That bullshit. Okay, we're raising soldiers to kill. You can't have mental fucking issues if you're being trained to kill. If you can't have somebody busting your balls. I've been on construction crews for 25 fucking years, and you want to talk about the most relentless ball busting assholes on the planet? In construction and framing. Oh, you want to talk about fucking the nastiest of the nastiest fucking shit, ball busting fucking relentlessness. And you know what? It made me fucking hard. It made me hard growing up where I grew up. You can't fucking say somebody's fat nowadays if they're legitimately fucking fat and say, hey, you know, that shit's fucking unhealthy. You're fucking fat. I don't want to look at fat, slovenly fucking 350-pound fucking half-naked women on magazines. Let's not promote that. Let's promote a healthy fucking lifestyle so that we live longer. But if you tell them, you tell people, hey, you know, you're fat, you're going to get heart disease from that. Oh my God. Nobody knows what it is to be hard anymore. So I honestly think that.
So we're going to add that to the list. All right. Make America tough again. Because I agree.
Yes.
And I have been, I've worked in the restaurant business for the last almost 16 years now, 16 to 18 years now. And let me tell you, that gave me a thick skin. I would not be able to do what I do on this channel without having a thick skin. And being a fucking chef, being insulted on a daily basis made me able to handle this. But I want to go ahead and wrap it up. We're already at like an hour and almost 40 minutes. Time flew. Like I didn't want to keep you away from your work because I know that you're self-employed. But I just wanted to go back up to the comments and and I just wanted to read you some of the comments that people left about what to do next. You know, real quick. This is a good one. The most mentally strong people are always the ones that were truly bullied and eventually learned to say fuck off. Yeah, like me. So yeah, I was really fat when I was a kid. Well, here's the thing. I was like 90s fat. So it's like back then when I understand the swing side of the whole body positive movement, because just 20 years ago, I remember where it's like, if you weren't a size 2, anything over a size 2 was considered fat where I was from. So girls that are what are considered thick, or not even thick, but just like medium, girls like that, when I was growing up, were considered fat. So I kind of see why the body positive movement went the way it did. But I also understand, like, it's one thing to complain or have a problem with it aesthetically. It's another thing to try to withhold the facts about the situation. Like, I think with body positivity, the problem is that people are conflating beauty with health. You know, it's just like everything else with these fucking SJWs, one issue with another. So pretty much the whole premise, everything that I'm trying to do on this channel is to help clear that up and educate my listeners so that they can like have the ammunition they need to clear that up with other people in their lives. So I just wanted to say that, but real quick, let me go back through some of these comments. I thought some of them were really good. Action items: stop immediately infighting. Have conversations with conservatives to build strength. Continue to build the future by exposing failures. Oh, I love that one. Expose failures. And I think that's what is being done in the recall effort in California with Gavin Newsom. And I think that's how they're getting it, because there's a lot of people, especially business owners, not many, but business owners that are Democrats that have lost everything. Business owners that are Democrats that have nothing now, you know, and all the fires and everything. Like, just like if you repeat a lie long enough, it becomes fact, right? That's what these people do. We need to repeat the truth long enough to where until it becomes fact. But anyway, that one's really good. I like that. Hold on. Let me see what else. Build a community. I love this one. It's militia time, buddy. I agree, without a doubt. And that's where But you gotta build a militia of like some intelligent motherfuckers. You can't have trigger happy ex-meth heads in your militia. Like I don't. I'm not going to talk about Angry Vikings right now, but I will in Red Pill TMZ episode number 3. Anyway, okay, so Detox was saying something about this bill here. Okay, I like this one. Everyone needs to call senators and leave 1,000 messages against SB 370. Everybody screenshot that right now. Everybody screenshot that. If you don't have notes already, write that in your notes.
We need to do the same thing with HR 127. I mean, that is the most abhorrent gun.
HR 127.
That is the most unbelievably horrible gun anti-Second Amendment bill that has ever crossed any desk ever in the history of our country. Yep.
Okay, so that was another one. Okay, so screenshot that, but there's some more up here, sorry. Disagree so much as local, don't focus too much on DC. That was our mistake the last 10 years. Take back your ward, city, county. I like that.
Right. Had we done that, not even, we were too far gone 10 years ago, 20 years ago, because the generation that's pulling this bullshit now are 21-year-olds. Had we started this, had we the people that were squawking about this back in 2000, 2001, before 9/11, before the Patriot Act, if people were just listening to the people that were talking and says, listen, I'm not Nostradamus, I'm not somebody who's predicting the future. I just looked at the past and see where we're going to know where the future is going to be. If those people were just looked at instead of being conspiracy theorists, like, you know, let's put some credence to this. Let's stop and look. What is Rob talking about? What happened in 1986? What happened in 1968? What happened with all these gun bills, you know, in 1935 when the NFA was created, thanks to my race of people? The gangsters were fucking being too much gangsta and got our freedoms taken away from us. But, you know, you look back throughout history and you can see where it's going. This bill gets through, and then it emboldens them to put this bill through. And then, you know, the guys, the people, men and women that were talking about this stuff before the Patriot Act, and then really started squawking when the Patriot Act happened. You know, had we done something then, like when we started realizing that our kids, my daughters, weren't allowed to, I wasn't allowed to cheer for my daughter's team when they were playing soccer because everybody won, everybody gets a trophy. If we had stopped that shit right then and there, if we didn't allow them to do that, if we took office then and stopped this everybody wins thing, it's, you know, people lose, and losing is how you learn. If people learned that, I don't think we would be where we're at right now, but we're too far gone. This is, I don't disagree with, like, hey, we got to do something like take our wards back, and we got to take our counties back, and this, that, and the other thing. But it's too late for that. I believe it is way too late for that, because they have the power, and they're never going to give it up again. They're never, ever. They're talking about giving states to fucking Puerto Rico. We're fucked.
Hold on, Rob. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up in like the next 2 minutes. But I think at this point, we can do that, and it's not too late, because, and you know, you're into crystals. I assume you have like a pendulum. The pendulum will swing. The more momentum it gets going in one direction, the more momentum it's going to go in the next direction. And I'm just going to say this from a psychological and spiritual standpoint only. Okay, so we're gonna get a little like cerebral here. Okay, I believe the next 4 years are going to be so fucking bad that we already see this. The left is going to eat itself. The left is going to cannibalize itself. What we need to do is sit back and watch them fucking eat each other, watch them stab each other in the back, And then when the pendulum swings that way, it'll get so bad that it will have to come back and at least swing to the middle. And we as patriots, we need to do two things during the next 4 years. We need to get out and organize, just like we said, whether that's Telegram, whether that's joining the Patriot Party, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, we do need to be analog about it because, and we do need to fight fire with fire and do the same 40 legal tactics that they do to expose the truth, expose failures like we talked about. But then on the flip side, the other thing we need to do is prepare ourselves, our families, mentally and emotionally, prepare ourselves finally to fucking have our home be a bunker, to have our home be stocked, to be educated about how to fucking survive. Because I'm dead ass. If something weird happens with oil in this country, if something weird happens with the food supply in this country, it's not going to take much to fucking tip the scale. We already see how fucking easy it is to manipulate the American public, both Democrat and fucking Republican. We see how easy it is to manipulate them with a fucking flu scare. How much worse do you think it would be if they really wanted to tighten the fucking screws? If they really wanted to tighten the screws on us, they could be like, well, guess what? Soylent motherfucking green for everybody. Then what's going to happen? I'm building warriors here. My Ragers are warriors, just like your Proud Boys are warriors. Everybody needs to know how to shoot, how to grow food, and how to survive. Okay? Watch The Walking Dead. Watch Fear of the Walking Dead. You know what I mean? This shit is real. And this ain't no conspiracy, no QAnon. I don't fuck with no QAnon type of bullshit. I'm over QAnon. I don't deal with that. I don't talk about it. I don't read it. I don't engage with people who do Q. I don't do that. Okay. I'm talking about what I know in my heart. And remember, we're thinking spiritually. We're thinking psychologically. How fucking worse are people going to snap if one more thing tips the scale? Because right now, the heaviness of this world is upon all of our shoulders. Okay? Right now, it's worse than I ever could imagine my country would get to. So what do? We've got to fight it on both fronts. We got to be able to fight fire with fire the way that they do with their 40 legal tactics. And B, we got to prepare ourselves. Okay, we got to prepare ourselves inside our homes. We got to talk about finding land if we need to find land. We got to talk about making sure that you're stocked. You can hunt, you can shoot, you can cook, you can butcher, you have knives, you have things that you need. Because when the left cannibalize each other, we got to rise up and we got to take those fucking positions. You know what I mean? And we got to be ready to do this local stuff when their candidates are so whacked out of their heads that we can slide in and take the job. Make them hurt one another and we build ourselves up while they tear each other down. You guys see what I'm trying to say here? Does that make sense? Put yes in the comments if that makes sense. We got to build ourselves up while they're and just watch them fucking tear each other apart like fucking piranhas, because that's what they are. Do you have any closing words for us, Rob? I can't believe how long we've been talking.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
So first of all, Enrique said a couple months ago we were a joke. We started out as a joke, and now we're a movement. I don't think any truer words have ever happened. So as far as the Proud Boys go, we are a men's fraternity that like to get together once a month and hang out, and drink, and talk shit. Me personally, as my political self, like I said, transcends the Proud Boys, because we are just a men's fraternity that likes to get together and talk shit about women. Just men being men, getting away from the family for a day, and drinking and having a good time. And that's really what it's about. We ended up being put in a position where you know, when we're there, we're watching Antifa and BLM beat up on old people trying to walk back to their hotel, and we're just not going to let that happen. You know, we're not going to let people get beat up for their political views. It's not, you know, so that as far as that goes. Now, me personally, we need to put down the internet. Unfortunately, that as much as, you know, your viewership, you know, you get the message out to your viewership, it's poison. I mean, I can tell you, and when I got banned from Facebook in September, I hated it for like a little while, and I was fucking devastated that I lost, you know, 11 years of memories and people that I cared about, and, you know, I was connected with them, and, you know, the birth of my son, his videos on there, and I can't find it anywhere on any of my computers. But I got to tell you how much less stress I have in my life not being on social media. I'm banned from Twitter. The only thing that I miss Instagram for is because I used to follow a lot of hot chicks on Instagram, and I like boobs. So, but you know, but other than that, being off social media has, like, I really feel like the true power of the red pill. You know, like, I am like awake. I am not in the matrix anymore. I am not in this, like I don't give to, and I never really gave two flying fucks about Facebook anyway, because I used to call myself a Facebook terrorist, because all I would ever do is go on there and talk a bunch of shit to people. Because, and that's all I did, because then I don't take it seriously. I think people need to get off social media. I think the dopamine of the you know, the clicks and the likes and the, oh, people like me, you know, and that reaction in the brain, and makes you a fucking junkie. And I think it's like if there was an EMP, and then, you know, people walked out and they looked around and they were like, oh shit, I have a neighbor. You know, that is what, as conservatives, we need to do. That's where we need to start. We need to wake up. We need to get off fucking social media. Or at least, if not get off social media, just stop putting so much power into social, or letting social media have so much power over you. That's what we got to do. That's what you can't. No, I don't care if Twitter fucking, you know, I got doxxed on Twitter, and my businesses were put in Twitter, and I'm like, I don't really give a fuck. Big deal. Go ahead, talk all the shit you want, and come at me. We'll watch what happens. You're not gonna like it. So people need to start having more of that attitude. Like, I don't like Gina Carano. Like, all right, you know what? You fired me for a legitimate fucking reason from the most popular TV show on the fucking planet. Now all of a sudden everybody on the planet wants to cancel fucking Disney, and she's moving over and getting paid to go work for Ben Shapiro at fucking Daily Wire doing a fucking movie for them. You know, so it's like, not give a shit what fucking Twitter thinks anymore. Not give a shit what YouTube, Twitter, Google, Facebook, all of these companies are going to squash conservative fucking voices. We need to stop letting them have so much power over us. Move away from it. One of your things that you said, which, you know, getting servers somewhere else for our own social medias together, that's important. But at the same time, what are we going to do? Like Google and Apple blocked, you can't download Parler anymore. So what do? Now we have to come up with a way to have our own OS put on our phones. And then not only that, make it so that, you know, T-Mobile, you know, the government doesn't go to T-Mobile and says, all right, you know what, I need you to shut all these fucking phones down because we can't track them anymore. And T-Mobile bowing down to China, just like Verizon and everybody else does. So what do? Now we have to create our own cell phone companies. You know, this is all stuff that's fucking great that we should have thought about 20 years ago. Get off social media. If not get off social media, stop letting it have so much fucking power over you. Stop caring if people like your fucking photo or not. Use it to fucking reach out. Get on Parler or Telegram, Proton Mail. Everybody should have a fucking Proton Mail. We should all have these fucking mailing lists of all these people that we know on Proton Mail. Get on fucking Telegram. Find conservative voices on Telegram. You know, the dude that created Telegram told fucking Putin to go fuck himself. If he's going to tell Putin, of all people, to go fuck himself, he'll tell the United States government to go fuck themselves too. You know, get off. Stop letting this have so much fucking power over you. It's not the real world. Open up your door, go outside, look at your neighbor and be like, hey, neighbor, what's up? What's going on in your world right now? Hey, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's get our community together and do something and make this a no violation of Second Amendment zone. Let's do that first and foremost. Let's get off the mind-numbing and mind control that is the internet. Go on the internet, look at porn, jerk off, get off the internet, go away. Fucking get on there, put a picture of your dog up, fucking walk away. Don't be like, oh my God, somebody said something negative about my dog. Who gives a fuck? Fuck you. You know, don't care anymore. Like in my speech, I said we used to stand next to one another in arcades, and our social media was around Pac-Man. You know, we need more of that. We need more people for being as connected as we are through technology. We have never been more disconnected from one another. There's no human interaction anymore unless it's behind a fucking screen. Unplug, pull yourself out of the matrix, come back to fucking reality. If you can get off social media altogether. Your brain, my brain completely changed since September in how I view things and how I do things. Like I have an alt account for Facebook and I haven't logged in because I'm freer. I use Messenger to talk to some of the people that, you know, but I don't have a Facebook like on my phone anymore. I don't have Facebook at all. I have Messenger, but now most of those people on Messenger, I got them over to Telegram. You know, get on Telegram, get yourself a Proton Mail, fucking email lists, private email lists. You know, find conservative voices on Telegram. You know, Facebook, Twitter, and the like are not going to do anything for you. And I don't know, man. Let's, you know, look back at our history. Take 5 minutes and look back at what the 80s were and what people were like. Like, you know, go watch Eddie Murphy Delirious. Go watch, you know, an hour or two of Dean Martin roast. Go listen to Sam Kinison. You know, any comic from back then that would be completely canceled now. Go watch that. Go watch our TV shows from back then. Go watch fucking, you know, JJ Dynamite, fucking, you know, go watch those sitcoms, both white and black sitcoms from the fucking late 60s, early 70s, and see what people were like, you know, and start watching things that teach you to take responsibility for your actions and doing things to make yourself transcendent to what you are right now. Try to be the perfect version of yourself. And you know what? Unfortunately, I would wish in my heart that calmer heads would prevail. But I see the way our government is going right now, and they are going to push us into a thing that I don't want. Nobody wants violence. Nobody wants a fucking civil war. Nobody wants fucking violent revolution. I mean, you would have to be a sycophant if that's what you wanted. But if it's going to happen, be prepared for it, and your violence of action should show that you're not going to let anybody subjugate you at all, ever.
That was so awesome. Thank you so much for being here today, Rob. We've been talking, it's an hour and 58 minutes, man.
You're going to come visit me or what?
I've never had a live stream this long. Maybe I think I did once with Act Truth. So I like when I got people on that could match me intellectually, and this was so fun, and I think a lot of people here like you a lot.
That's awesome. Thank you.
We got a lot of positive comments, so I think you move people when you speak. You're good at it.
So are you going to come and visit me or what?
Yeah. Why not?
All right.
Am I going to get lost?
No. I won't. I'll make sure you don't get lost.
Okay.
There's no black people in my town though, because I live in a racist town. I'm joking, but whatever.
You're not racist.
I know, but according to them, I am.
But
yeah, next week.
These Antifa motherfuckers, they're the racists.
Next week, I'm speaking in front of a group of people in Concord. If you want to be a part of that, let me know. If you want to make your way up to New Hampshire, I got a spot for you to fucking chill. I got plenty of room for you there, my dear. And so yeah, next Friday night, the 19th, I'll be doing a speech in Concord, New Hampshire. Some of the groups they want me to.
Hey guys, okay, nobody does that anymore. So you said the 19th.
The 19th, yep. I'll be in. I'll give you the actual details. If you guys want, she can leave. You can leave my and if you want to get a hold of me on, if you want to find out where I'm going to be or whatever, find me on Telegram, NHPB at Proton Mail.
Okay, hold on. Telegram is just give me
Say that again.
What's your email?
NHPB at Proton Mail.
And your Telegram?
Is at Big Biker Daddy. I keep that primarily because my guys have to when they at me at something, they're like, dude, do I really have to call you at Big Biker Daddy? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, you do.
Respect. Okay, everybody screenshot that or write it down. And then you said you're going to be in Concord, New Hampshire.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking.
The 19th at what time?
I think it's 6 to 8. I can, hopefully if people want to show up, I can vet them. And then again, if Antifa does show up or BLM does show up, they're not going to like what they're going to get fucking handled. They don't fuck around here in New Hampshire.
Good.
They'll get handled anyway. But these groups, these patriot groups that have been asking me to speak lately after my speech at the State House, they're really trying to put a lot of effort and time into taking my message, making it like a 35-minute, 40-minute speech, and make it concise and getting it out there, because there's a lot to say. There's I could go on a whole tangent of the reason why men are the way they are right now, and Gloria Steinem has everything to do with it, and there's this whole correlation to why men are not men anymore, because Gloria Steinem beat the fucking feminism into us, and most guys put their heads down and go, happy wife, happy life. And once you start doing that, you do that in everything that you do. You're not allowed to be an alpha man anymore. So there's a lot of things that there was a women's group that really wanted me to talk about that, because they're pro-feminists, and they're like, yes, strong women, but at the same time, they don't want to be shit on because they want to have a nuclear family. And that's another problem, is that the left doesn't want you women to be able to make the choice. I want to stay home. I want to raise the kids. I want to raise, it's like what happened in DC on the 12th was we were inundated with people who shouldn't have been walking with the fucking Proud Boys. Women, first of all, pushing me out of the way and said, make a hole so they can walk up front. Yeah, no, I know. I know. But anyway, so I'm making a concise speech on the 19th, and they want me to do more speaking engagements. So I'm gonna have to fucking face these motherfuckers one of these days.
All right, I'm gonna plug you one last time here. Everybody go find Telegram, Big Biker Daddy, and then hit him up on Telegram, okay? Thanks for being on. I'll talk to you later, okay?
All right, I'll talk to you later, sweetheart. Thank you very much.
All right, okay. That was great. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Did you guys enjoy Rob? If you enjoyed Rob, put yes in the comments, and we'll have Rob back on the show to talk about some more. He's moving and shaking, and he's exhibiting the type of courage that we all need to have. And so, we need to see what he's doing and keep up with him. And if I can go visit him, I will. I definitely want to hear him speak again. And I want to support, because that was like my whole premise of okay, good. You liked him, Trey? Cool. He is Trey approved. That was the whole premise of me following Walk Away, and then that turned into what it turned into, and then it became this journey that just still has not ended, right? I wish I could get Paul Moody. Is he dead? Is he still alive? He's old. Anyway, okay, good. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, Ellie. Okay, so yeah, I want to, you know, we got to show ourselves in numbers, you know, we got to be there physically, you know, that's what this is all about and that's the problem is we can't be there physically, you know, or people aren't willing to, you know, and that's what I've been encouraging you guys to do ever since I started traveling. But for those of you who cannot be there, we're going to find those other ways to deal with these fucking animals. And so that's it. But anyway, somebody brought up a song. Well, it's not really a song. Someone made a statement. And I just have to. I have to. Y'all know this song. You guys hear it? Party time. If we're gonna be in the gulag game, if they're gonna come for us, you know what time it is. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew time. That was good. So I'm probably going to get a copyright strike. Listen, guys, I've got another live later tonight with Patriots Flow. So you 5%ers, you know that he's like always in my comments, super supportive of the channel. I cannot wait to speak to him. He's going to be, I believe, 6 hours ahead, 8 hours ahead or something. He's in England. We're going to have I don't know. Have I had a British person on my show? This might be the first one. This one might be the first one. So I'm really excited. So you guys come back later at 8 p.m. Come back at 8 p.m. tonight, and we will have Patriots Flow on the show, talking about a little bit about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Not for the reasons you think. This is not a Red Pill TMC episode. We're just going to talk about Western political systems and like how Meghan and Harry kind of like, you know, how they kind of fit in that and what they represent in terms of failure. Anyway. Okay, Trey, I'm going to give you his information. I'll hook you guys up on Telegram. My friend Trey wants you on his show. Okay. All right, done. Yes, 8 p.m. EST. I'm going to be with Patriots Flow. All right, guys. So come back and join me today. I don't think I've ever done 2 lives in a day unless I was like outside going somewhere. So you get a special treat. I hope you had a good time. Thanks for staying with me. Still got 25 people in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, everyone, have a good day.